Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Shauna. Let's get into this. So, if y'all can hear, I'm panting and I'm outside. I came to the park. It's pretty late, but I didn't go earlier, so I had to get it in today, at least Monday, right? Got to start the week out on a good note. And it was a beautiful day out here today, so why not? Can't miss the Monday workout, right? So before we move any further, I just wanted to first, before anybody presumes to make any assumptions or attempt to investigate anything or continues to project negative thinking or ideas on me, I just wanted to first say that I am HIV negative. I am STD negative. I have gone to the doctor. I'm going to get real transparent with y'all, so walk with me. The other night, I don't know if y'all been following. If you're keeping up with the YouTube channel, and I've talked about it on the podcast, but I'm currently homeless right now. So, I'm kind of all over the place. So, one night I went into the hospital because I didn't have nowhere to sleep. So, I went to the hospital and I'm like, you know what? Just go ahead. Go up in here or whatever. I actually found out that I was dehydrated. I'm not surprised by that. Anyway, I'm not surprised, but I was dehydrated. I found out I was dehydrated when I went in here. If you go on the YouTube page, you're going to see once this live is done, the picture for today's segment is going to be my test results. No, I don't have to do that, and I don't have to prove anything to anyone. However, I don't want any more projections or assumptions thrown on me. It has a date and it has my results, my urinalysis, and all that stuff from the emergency department. I didn't put everything because, my name, my date of birth, stuff like that. People know that, but, not on YouTube, right? But my results are for sure there, and with the date and everything like that, because I already know how people are, and the further and deeper I get into this thing, people gonna start trying to draw some false illusions and making stuff up. So before we even get there, I'm gonna nip that in the bud. All praise be due to the Most High. As of today, I am clean, and being positive for HIV doesn't mean you're dirty or you're nasty. It doesn't mean that you're a whore, and it doesn't mean that you're irresponsible. You could literally be sleeping with one person and catch it because they're, you could be celibate or abstinent and catch it because you came into bodily fluids with someone who's infected. So let's just try to keep an open mind, as we go through this journey and as we further investigate. So, I first wanted to do some basic level thinking and conversing, right? So, I went online and I literally went on Google, and I put, how are we connected? And I put, how connected are we? And of course, the concept, the 6 degree of separation theory came up, right? Then I put, how are we connected biologically? So then a few things came up. One thing that popped up was basically how we all share common ancestors, right? There was a lot of information on how if you go back anywhere from 6 to 20 generations, you'll see that you share a common enemy with at least a person that's at least anywhere from 4 to 6 degrees away from you. Now, remember, yesterday we discussed the degree of separation, and I didn't listen, but the Most High did tell me that I did horrible explaining. So if it doesn't make sense to you, a degree is basically a relationship over. So let's just say, me and my best friend, right? Me and my best friend, that's 1 degree between 2 people. Let's just say I'm Sally and my best friend is John, right? That's a degree between 2 people. But John has a best friend named Ann. Sally and Ann have 2 degrees of separation between them, and so on and so forth. So basically, the 6th degree of separation theory is stating that between 6 degrees, basically somebody knows somebody that knows somebody that you know. Basically, like in a nutshell, not to stretch it out because we talked about this yesterday. I just wanted to do like a little recap to kind of just bring everything full circle to just further elaborate on how connected we really are. So today when I was doing some research, as I was stating, a few things popped up. So the 6th degree of separation was one thing that popped up, but then when I put biologically, one of the things that popped up was how we share ancestors and how you can go to an ancestor or relative that is as recent as 6 generations. Now, that's still in the 21st century. So that's crazy to imagine that someone that you don't know, that more than likely doesn't look like you, has an ancestor that you can share with someone that is, again, a complete stranger. So that's another thing. And then the next thing that popped up were mirror neurons. Now, also, there were other few things that came up, and we're going to discuss that because this segment is going to be a part 2 because it was so much information. It has to be broken down, and a 15-minute segment is not enough to discuss everything that I found out. I just wanted to come in and basically talk about my status and just kind of go into like my background. We already talked about why I felt the Most High was giving me the instructions to do this series to begin with. And I'm just going to add that socially, we do need each other. And whether you have a 6th degree or a 1st degree, you're going to need help. And I feel like sometimes we are so independent, and I'm saying we because I am a part of the we. I'm in the collective. I'm not just saying like you. I'm saying like us. A lot of people have this thing where they're so independent that it's hard for them to ask for help when they need help. So don't ever be afraid or too strong or too smart to say that you need help. It's always okay to reach out. And this is how you build relationships, right? When you can reach out for a helping hand. This is what makes us human. So I just wanted to say that I struggle with that a lot. I'm used to being the one that's always there, that's always like, yes, here you go. And then when I fell on hard times, I'm not going to say everybody was there, but the help that was offered to me is really difficult for me to be receptive to what's there because that is a part of my identity that I cannot, form a bond with, form a relationship with. I don't identify with the person that is codependent or ever needed to ask for assistance or support, right? And not that I was too independent, but I think I was just so focused on accomplishing my goals that I made it a thing to basically like have my own back. So just as like a side note, don't ever be too big. Don't be too big. Humble yourself and be grateful that God has placed people, places, and things in your life to further advance you and show him that he does exist and show you his light and provide for you, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all the Most High creating a way for us. So yeah, I wanted to say that. But now back to the research. So yeah, us having common ancestors was one thing, and then the mirror neurons popped up. Now, why the mirror neuron is important is because the mirror neuron now is something that only animals, the songbird, and humans have. And tomorrow you guys are going to understand why that's so crazy, because what I came across was just like wild, and I don't have my notes directly in front of me, so that's another reason why I can't just jump right into it. But it's so much information. I just kind of wanted to do like a sly introduction first. So just kind of like Google mirror neurons if you're unfamiliar. In psychology, this is like something that it's like basic psychology. It's a basic level. It's not anything that's like really crazy, but in the world, in the actual definition is basically these mirror neurons is this activities, these neurons that we have in our brain that pretty much gets activated when we do something and then we see someone else do it. So like, say if you're walking down the street, you see a complete stranger, it's a beautiful Sunday out, and then you smile at them and they smile back at you. Both of you guys have activated each other's mirror neurons, right? Oh my goodness, y'all. When I get back to the notes, I'm going to record for tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to go live tomorrow. I might just record and just have it up for tomorrow, because I'm kind of living like an unpredictable lifestyle right now. But like, yeah. So I hope you guys can hear me, because I do have headphones on. I don't even know, like, I don't know if y'all can hear me. I hope y'all can. And I'm outside. But yeah, so these mirror neurons, these ancestral links that we have, right? And then basically we have a lot of things in common, like, needing one another, because we need to mate, right? We need to make money. We need to feel the need to be in groups. The world doesn't operate without people. So it's really important for us to stay connected by staying connected. And that is another thing that is going to bring all of this full circle, because remember, as above, so below. Nothing happens down here on this plane without happening in one of the heavens first. We're taught that there's 7 heavens. I believe there's more. I believe there's a lot more going on in the cosmos that a book can ever tell us. I think that God decides who he wants to give certain information to in different pockets of the world, and then it all will come together later, like, maybe 200 years from now, something that I'm saying is gonna have somebody, say, oh my goodness, you know what, that makes sense because X, Y, and Z. It's gonna be like little hints here and there. It's never gonna be like consistent across the board. But we're gonna be wrapping up soon, but I wanted to just leave you guys with this, and we're gonna pick up tomorrow from here, God willing. So imagine that, right? And we're talking about HIV, right? Remember how when COVID started, we wanted to like stay away from each other. We didn't want to communicate. You wanted to stay away from people that you loved even, right? And you were so scared, like you felt pinned in this corner. You don't even know like where, you don't have a solution, like period. You don't know where to go. You don't know how to start. A lot of people lost their job. A lot of people had no idea what they were going to do. Okay. Now, HIV is essentially worse. It was essentially worse. It still is, right? So imagine not wanting to mate with anyone. Imagine abstaining from sex for whatever reason, right? With HIV, the fear of contracting HIV being one of the core reasons why you would abstain, right? And then you would say like, I don't want to have sex ever for the rest of eternity. Or all of the men are gay because they're all catching HIV. So, we can't procreate, right? Our men are gay, and then the ones that are straight have caught it from having sex with down low guys, however, or we're doing drugs and, it's too many people that's infected, and we're going to basically contaminate the entire black race if we keep having sex with each other. Okay, so let's just say you abstain from sex, you're afraid to have sex, and you have decided that you would no longer engage in sexual activities for whatever reason. What happens? You can't procreate, right? If you don't procreate, then you're cutting the genetic link to your bloodline. So not only are you reducing your bloodline, you're reducing the ability to have the connection via the DNA with your ancestors, right? So this is, by definition, spiritual warfare. Okay? I don't really know another way to put it. I think that is the most lamer I can get. I can't get any more lamer in terms than that. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I love you guys. I really do love y'all. I hope y'all weekend was good. I hope y'all are eating well, drink y'all water, eating y'all fruit, minding y'all business, and sipping y'all tea, staying sucker free, and just saying y'all prayers. And I hope y'all enjoyed y'all spring break. And I'm really excited about this series because I have been learning, and this is just like little slick information that I'm just doing for the podcast. So it's so crazy because it's like confirming everything that we've been discussing for the past year. So to be doing this research and see all this stuff just like unfolding on a biological level is crazy, and it's kind of scaring me because it's making me feel like God is really like trying to do something with me, y'all. He's doing something over here. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. I love y'all.